This dirty old coin might look like something you'd toss into a junk drawer, but what if it was secretly worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? The first coin on our countdown is the 1963 francs 20 centimes, a small aluminum bronze coin that many people overlook because it often appears worn, dirty, and heavily circulated. At first glance, it doesn't seem like the kind of coin that could attract serious collector interest. In fact, countless examples have spent decades sitting in jars, drawers, and forgotten collections. But some 1963 francs 20 centimes coins have surprised collectors with values far above what most people expect. Imagine sorting through an old coin box inherited from a family member. Among the foreign coins, you spot a small French piece dated 1963. It looks ordinary, maybe even damaged from years of use. Most people would toss it aside and move on. Yet experienced collectors know that condition, rarity, and collector demand can transform a simple-looking coin into something much more valuable. The 1963 francs 20 centimes was issued during a period when France was modernizing its currency system. Millions were produced for everyday commerce, passing through countless hands across the country. Because these coins were used heavily, finding examples with strong details and attractive surfaces has become increasingly difficult over time. That is where the story gets interesting. Many collectors begin by checking the date. The 1963 issue is one of the years frequently searched by people trying to identify potentially collectible French coins. While most circulated examples remain affordable, coins that avoided decades of wear can command dramatically higher prices. A coin that appears common can become desirable if it retains sharp details, original luster, and minimal damage. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming a dirty coin has no value. In reality, experienced collectors often prefer original surfaces. A coin that looks naturally aged may be more desirable than one that has been aggressively cleaned. Cleaning can remove important surface characteristics and reduce collector interest. That means a coin sitting untouched in an old collection could actually be in a better position than one that someone tried to polish until it looked shiny. As collectors search for the best examples, competition increases for coins that stand out from the crowd. Imagine two 1963 francs 20 centimes coins side by side. One is heavily worn, with details nearly erased after years of circulation. The other looks almost brand new, with crisp lettering and strong design features. Even though they share the same date, collectors may view them very differently. The better preserved coin naturally attracts more attention and can achieve a much stronger market value. Another factor that creates excitement is the possibility of unusual varieties, striking characteristics, or exceptional preservation. These are the details that serious collectors watch for when examining older coins. While not every coin will qualify, the possibility keeps people searching through old collections and estate boxes. Sometimes the most interesting discoveries happen when expectations are low. Stories from the collecting community often begin the same way. Someone finds a coin that looks insignificant, researches it online, and realizes there may be more to the story. That moment of discovery is what makes coin collecting so exciting. A small coin with decades of history suddenly becomes a fascinating piece of the past rather than just spare change. The 1963 francs 20 centimes also represents a period of French history that appeals to international collectors. Coins are miniature time capsules, carrying the designs, symbols, and craftsmanship of the era in which they were produced. For many collectors, owning one is about more than value. It is about holding a small piece of history that traveled through countless transactions and survived for generations. If you have a 1963 francs 20 centimes, take a closer look before dismissing it. Examine the date carefully. Check whether the details remain sharp. Look for signs of heavy wear or unusual preservation. Most importantly, avoid cleaning the coin. What appears to be dirt or age may actually help preserve its originality in the eyes of collectors. The truth is that most examples will never make anyone rich. But the reason collectors continue searching is simple: every valuable coin once looked ordinary to somebody. The difference between a common coin and a sought-after collectible often comes down to condition, rarity, and the story behind it. That possibility keeps the hunt alive. And that's exactly why the 1963 francs 20 centimes earns a place on our countdown of valuable coins. Next coin. 1976, a year that immediately grabs the attention of collectors because it marks an important period in modern coinage history. At first glance, a worn 1976 coin may look like nothing more than old pocket change. It may be scratched, discolored, or covered with decades of dirt and wear. Most people would never imagine that certain examples from this year can attract strong collector interest and, in some cases, surprisingly high prices. The fascinating thing about coins from 1976 is that millions of people handled them every day. They passed through cash registers, wallets, piggy banks, and coin jars. Because they were so common in circulation, most examples became heavily worn. As a result, finding coins that survived in exceptional condition has become much harder than many people realize. Picture someone cleaning out an old dresser and finding a forgotten coin collection. Mixed among the ordinary pieces is a coin dated 1976. It doesn't look impressive. The surface shows signs of age, and the design has lost some of its original sharpness. Yet that discovery sparks curiosity. Could it be worth more than face value? Could there be something special hiding beneath its ordinary appearance? That question is what drives coin collectors around the world. Every year of issue has its own story, and 1976 is no exception. Collectors know that value isn't always determined by appearance alone. A coin that seems unattractive to the average person may still be desirable because of its condition, rarity, historical significance, or collector demand. One of the most important clues is preservation. Two coins with the same date can have dramatically different values. A heavily circulated example may be worth only a small amount, while a well-preserved specimen can attract serious attention. The difference often comes down to details that many people overlook. Sharp lettering, strong design features, and original surfaces can make a tremendous difference in the eyes of collectors. Another reason 1976 coins generate excitement is that they are often associated with memorable historical events and special commemorative issues. This creates a built-in demand among collectors who want to own pieces connected to that period. As years pass and fewer high-quality examples remain available, interest can continue to grow. Many people make the mistake of cleaning older coins in an attempt to improve their appearance. Unfortunately, this can reduce collector value. A naturally aged coin with original surfaces is often more desirable than one that has been polished or scrubbed. What appears to be dirt may actually be part of the coin's history and character. Experienced collectors understand this and usually prefer originality over artificial shine. Imagine discovering that a coin you've ignored for years could be worth far more than expected. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching through old boxes, estate sales, flea markets, and inherited collections. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes the most valuable discoveries come from coins that initially appear unremarkable. The 1976 coin also serves as a reminder that rarity is not always obvious. Some coins become valuable because relatively few survive in outstanding condition. Others attract attention because of unusual production characteristics or strong collector demand. In either case, the opportunity exists for an ordinary-looking coin to become something much more interesting. Collectors often talk about the thrill of the hunt. The excitement isn't just about money. It's about discovering history hidden in plain sight. A small coin that once bought everyday goods can become a treasured collectible decades later. That transformation is what makes coin collecting such a fascinating hobby. If you own a coin dated 1976, it may be worth taking a closer look. Examine the details carefully. Check the condition. Compare it with examples that collectors seek. Most importantly, resist the temptation to clean it. Preserving its original appearance gives it the best chance of retaining collector interest. The reality is that not every 1976 coin will be valuable. However, the possibility that one might be worth significantly more than expected is enough to keep collectors searching. Time and again, coins that appeared ordinary have surprised owners with unexpected value. That's why this 1976 coin earns another spot on our countdown of valuable coins that look dirty. Next coin. The third coin on our countdown is the 1977 issue, a coin that many people have seen, handled, and forgotten about over the years. At first glance, it doesn't look like the kind of coin that would excite collectors. Most examples appear worn from circulation, scratched from decades of use, and sometimes so dirty that important details are difficult to see. Yet hidden among these ordinary-looking coins are examples that have captured the attention of collectors and generated surprising value. Imagine finding an old coffee can filled with coins collected over many years. You begin sorting through the pile and notice a coin dated 1977. It doesn't stand out immediately. In fact, it looks just like countless other coins from the same era. But experienced collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. Sometimes the coins that look the least impressive end up telling the most interesting stories. The year 1977 represents a period when coins were still heavily used in everyday transactions. Millions entered circulation and spent years changing hands. They traveled through stores, banks, vending machines, and cash registers before eventually disappearing into collections or storage. Because of that long journey, most surviving examples show signs of wear. Finding one that escaped heavy circulation can be much more challenging than people expect. This is where the excitement begins. Collectors constantly search for coins that stand above the ordinary. A coin that retains strong details, attractive surfaces, and minimal wear can become significantly more desirable than a heavily circulated example. Two coins may share the same date, but their value can be dramatically different depending on condition. Many people assume that an old coin must be shiny to have value. In reality, collectors often appreciate originality more than brightness. A naturally aged coin with untouched surfaces may be preferred over one that has been cleaned. Unfortunately, cleaning can remove important characteristics and reduce collector interest. That's why experts frequently advise leaving older coins exactly as they are found. The 1977 coin is a perfect example of how small details can matter. When collectors examine a coin, they pay attention to the sharpness of the design, the quality of the surfaces, and the overall appearance. What seems insignificant to one person may be extremely important to another. A tiny difference in preservation can separate a common coin from a highly sought-after collectible. Stories of unexpected discoveries continue to fuel interest in coin collecting. Someone cleaning out a family home finds an old collection. Another person opens a forgotten box in the attic. A coin that has been ignored for decades suddenly receives a closer look. These moments create excitement because they remind us that valuable collectibles often hide in plain sight. Part of the appeal of a 1977 coin is its connection to the past. Every scratch, mark, and sign of wear reflects a journey through history. The coin may have been used to buy groceries, pay for transportation, or make everyday purchases long before many modern technologies existed. Holding it today creates a direct connection to another era. Collectors also understand that rarity isn't always obvious. Sometimes a coin becomes valuable because very few examples remain in exceptional condition. Other times, demand grows because collectors want to complete date sets or preserve pieces from a particular period. Whatever the reason, the result is the same: an ordinary-looking coin can become surprisingly desirable. As interest in coin collecting continues to grow, more people are examining old coins that have sat untouched for years. Many are discovering that the value of a coin cannot be judged by appearance alone. A scratched or dirty coin may still deserve a closer inspection. In some cases, what looks like damage is simply honest wear from decades of circulation, adding character and history to the piece. The thrill comes from not knowing what you might find. Every coin collector dreams of discovering something special in an unexpected place. That possibility keeps people searching through coin jars, estate sales, flea markets, and inherited collections. The next great discovery could be sitting unnoticed among coins that everyone else has ignored. If you own a 1977 coin, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Look at the date, examine the details, and resist the urge to clean it. Even if it appears worn or unattractive, it could still hold collector interest. The key is understanding that value often depends on factors that aren't obvious at first glance. Next coin. Our final coin is the 1997 issue, and this one proves better than almost any other coin on this list that appearances can be incredibly misleading. To most people, a 1997 coin seems far too modern to be valuable. After all, it doesn't feel old enough to be a rare collectible. Many examples still turn up in old jars, forgotten collections, and boxes of miscellaneous coins. Because of that, most people never give them a second look. But collectors know that age is only one piece of the puzzle. Imagine finding a 1997 coin mixed in with dozens of other ordinary coins. It may look scratched, dirty, stained, or heavily circulated. You might assume it's worth nothing more than face value. Yet some examples from this year have attracted significant attention because of their condition, collector demand, and the difficulty of finding exceptional specimens decades after they were released. One of the biggest misconceptions in coin collecting is that only very old coins can be valuable. In reality, some modern coins have become highly sought after because relatively few survive in top condition. Millions may have been produced, but the vast majority entered circulation and accumulated wear over the years. As a result, locating examples that remain sharp and well-preserved can be surprisingly difficult. The story of the 1997 coin begins the same way many collectible coins do. It was created for everyday use and spent years moving through the economy. It passed from person to person, through stores, banks, and businesses. Most were used exactly as intended. Few people thought about saving them for future collectors. Because of that, many surviving examples today show signs of extensive handling. This creates an interesting situation for collectors. While ordinary examples remain common, coins with exceptional preservation become much harder to find. A coin that still displays strong design details and attractive surfaces may stand out immediately when compared to heavily circulated pieces. The difference can be dramatic, even though both coins share the same date. Another reason collectors pay attention to coins from 1997 is the possibility of discovering unusual characteristics that make certain examples more desirable. These details are often missed by casual observers. Someone unfamiliar with coin collecting may overlook a coin entirely, while an experienced collector recognizes features that deserve a closer examination. The excitement comes from the possibility that a seemingly ordinary coin could turn out to be far more interesting than expected. That possibility drives collectors to search through rolls of coins, estate collections, flea markets, and old family keepsakes. Every coin represents a chance to uncover something special. Many people accidentally reduce the value of older coins by cleaning them. A coin covered with natural toning or signs of age may appear unattractive, but collectors often prefer originality. Once a coin is polished or scrubbed, important surface characteristics can be lost forever. That is why experts frequently recommend leaving coins exactly as they are found. Think about how many 1997 coins have been ignored over the years. Some have sat in drawers since the late 1990s. Others have remained hidden in inherited collections. Most owners never considered that collectors might one day search for examples from that year. Yet that is exactly what happens in the world of numismatics. Time changes perspectives. Coins once viewed as ordinary become historical artifacts representing a specific moment in history. For many collectors, the value of a coin is about more than money. Each piece tells a story. A 1997 coin serves as a reminder of a different era, a time before many of today's technologies and conveniences became part of daily life. Holding that coin creates a tangible connection to the past, which is one reason collecting remains such a popular hobby around the world. The most exciting part is that valuable discoveries often happen when people least expect them. A coin that appears worn, dirty, or damaged may still deserve a closer look. Sometimes the very coins that others dismiss become the ones that generate the greatest surprise. That sense of possibility is what keeps collectors searching year after year. If you have a 1997 coin tucked away somewhere, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look at the condition, study the details, and avoid cleaning it. Even if it seems ordinary, there is always the chance that it could hold more collector interest than you realize. And that brings us to the end of our countdown. We started with coins that looked worn, scratched, dirty, and forgotten. Yet each one demonstrated an important lesson: a coin's appearance doesn't always reveal its true potential. Whether it's hidden in a jar, an old collection goodbye guys.